So opening morning here on our moose hunt. Took us 10 years to draw this tag, so it's a pretty premium tag. So we're kind of looking for a big bull. It's just about a little after 9 o'clock right now, and spotted our first moose. Looks like about a 43, 44 inch bull. He's a pretty good looking bull, but I don't think Dan or I are quite interested here first morning yet. But had quite a bit of rain overnight, and we're up a little bit higher here now, and there's quite a bit of snow on the ground here, so should be a good day. Makes spotting moose a little bit easier when there's white all over the place. But we're gonna keep driving around, talk to a couple landowners. Sounds like there's lots of moose around, and I know Dan's seen some big moose up here, and his buddies have seen some big moose. So I think we'll spend a few days looking for a big one. Ultimately, I think the freezer's gonna win out for moose, but hopefully we can find a big one in the meantime. But keep driving around, see what we can find. But it's a good looking bull. Down. Well, there goes that moose. I always kind of hate to see those kind of bulls opening morning. You know, they're really good bulls, but just not quite what you're looking for. So I don't really feel too bad watching them walk away. We'll keep looking. Hopefully this weather clears up a little bit. I think it's got these moose pretty holed up, so we get a little bit of clear weather. It's supposed to be coming later in the week. We definitely should start seeing a few more moose. Every landowner we've talked to, said there's a lot of moose around. And I guess you never know, we may cross paths with this guy again. As you can see, it's a little bit muddy driving around here today, and this has just been on the main roads. We haven't been off the main roads at all, but quite a bit of rain. It rained all night, and then we've had snow this morning, so it's pretty slushy everywhere, so it's kind of limited a little bit where we can go, and I suspect it's got these moose holed up a little bit. But just out checking a few bushes here and came across this guy. Imagine it was a coyote kill from the winter though. Nice little whitetail. But we'll keep looking. It's supposed to clear up in the morning, or overnight it's supposed to clear up, so that'll be good. And hopefully there'll be some moose out and about in the morning. Hopefully the snow lasts a little while too. It's been really nice being able to see their tracks, see where they're moving. So keep looking. Hopefully we can find that big boy. We saw that one good moose this morning. He was hard to pass up, but after waiting this long for a tag, I want a good one. Let's go. Well, as you can see, the truck's a little bit muddy, but just taking a little bit of a break here. Snow's starting to melt a little bit, but still raining. Roads are getting absolutely treacherous. We just about slid down that hill right into the river, but we managed to stay up here. So talked to a few guys at the fuel station as well, and sounds like just nothing's been moving today. They were seeing lots of moose earlier in the week, but even they said they didn't see anything today. So hopefully it's supposed to clear up tomorrow, or even I guess late this afternoon. So we're gonna head out and see if we can maybe put something to bed or go do a little bit of checking around. Still got a little bit of snow on the ground too, so we can still see tracks, which is a big benefit. We're not going to have that tomorrow. I think all the snow is going to be gone. So just keep hitting her out. But I think if tomorrow's a good day, the weather clears up a little bit, we should be seeing a bunch of moose. Sounds like there's lots around. We were talking to one fellow that saw 17 just in a couple mile stretch, and another landowner said he saw 8 just across from his house. So I think it's just a matter of they're hunkered up for the day, and once the weather clears up, they're going to come out, and hopefully we can find that big boy. Hopefully passing that one up this morning wasn't a mistake. Outdoor Quest TV is brought to you by Zeiss Sport Optics.
we make it visible. Hornady, accurate, deadly, dependable. Puma SGB Knives, knife maker to the world since 1769. Corlane Sporting Goods, home of the Rocky Mountain Rifle. Defense Aerosols, bear spray for when your life depends on it. Silver Willow Taxidermy, capturing the memories. Loa Boots, simply more. Safari Club International Canada, first for hunters. Deluxe Wall Tents, built in Canada for Canadian conditions. And Alberta Outdoorsman Magazine, Alberta's only hunting, fishing, and trapping magazine.
Well, it's morning of day 2, and just driving by a lake here, and there's several thousand snow geese on it. It's taking off. What do you think, Dan?
A lot of birds there. Wish we were seeing that many moose.
My buddy Dan Mosier here. We're hunting moose together, and you've been out guiding a little bit of waterfowl in this area, so there's been quite a few moose around, isn't there?
We've, over the last couple of weeks, we've seen probably over 30 to 40 moose, so they're around. Just not around today, but like you mentioned earlier, this weather, they're probably hunkered down in the bush, and we're not going to see them for a little bit, so.
Well, we got our first moose sighting this morning. Cow and 2 calves. Quite a bit colder this morning. It sure makes driving around a lot easier. Dan's dad Red chauffeuring us this morning, and he says this is what we're looking for right here. Is that what we're looking for, Reg?
Yep, that's it. We want to stuff them just like that.
That's the one?
They're pretty tasty. Yep, that's the one.
Yeah, we're just about to leave, and this guy walked out. Not quite what we're looking for, but good to see him. Well, definitely a lot more happening this morning. We just driving along here, saw this cow and another cow and a calf somewhere back in there, and a little tiny bull. 9 moose already this morning. Amazing what a little bit of nice weather will do. Well, it's morning of day 3. The sun's just starting to come up. We already saw one young bull moose, but Dan got a hot tip on a big one that was up in this area, so we're just taking a look for him right now. If we can't find him, we'll maybe head back south again, maybe take another look at a couple of those moose we saw down there earlier. But beautiful morning this morning, pretty crisp, about -5, so able to get around on some of the roads this morning that we couldn't get around on yesterday afternoon. It was just that snow and rain we had a couple days ago has really made things muddy here, so we're just trying to cover as much country as we can in the mornings, and then in the afternoons pretty much sticking to the main roads. But see what we see this morning. Just spotted 2 more bulls across the valley here. And look like the big one we're looking for. The one's not bad, but bull and a cow down there, but Not too far away from the other ones. There they are right there. Lots of moose around this morning. Saw this cow destroyed on the side of the road here. Doesn't look too concerned.
This is Core Lane's Gun Tech Tip of the Week.
Hi, I'm Rod from Core Lane Sporting Goods in Dawson Creek, and today I'm going to talk a little bit about rifle barrels, rifle construction in terms of what type of metal. There is two types of metal currently used in rifle barrel manufacturing, and that is stainless steel and chromoly. So we've got a couple examples here of obviously stainless steel, this one, which is nice and silver, and we have chromoly here, which is not so nice and shiny. This has been through a bit of a water problem. And if this had been stainless steel, it would still look like this. So there is debate on whether chromoly or stainless is more accurate. For a hunting firearm, it's really irrelevant. They shoot so very close to the same. But certainly for water issues, rust issues, stainless steel is the way we go. We have great accurate rifles. Probably, I'd say 99 out of 100 barrels that we install are stainless steel, and they shoot great. If you have any questions about barrels or any other firearms related questions, give us a call at Core Lanes.
This tip has been brought to you by Core Lane Sporting Goods, home of the Rocky Mountain Rifle.
We were just driving down the road here, and Reg saw this big bull out in this cornfield. Wouldn't you know it? It's the one place we don't have permission, so Dan's just calling the landowner right now. Dan's got all the landowner maps on his iPad, and he's got this handy little app that tells us exactly where we are. So hopefully the landowner's in. Well, apparently we can't shoot one moose here. We have to shoot 12. Sounds like these moose have been causing a lot of damage to the cornfield here, so the landowner was pretty happy to hear from us. So I think we're just going to try and get around the other side of that copse of trees there and see if we can catch them coming out the other side or catch them holed up in there. Yeah, we're just going to walk down the road here and get on the other side of those trees and see what we can see. Can't see him, Dan. He's got to be there somewhere, unless he came out that other side running fast, but I think he's got to be in there somewhere. He's right there, Dan. He's in that long grass. He's laying down. Yeah, he's laying down. Kind of off to the right there. Just see his antler tips. Right in between those two aspens. Now on today's hunt, I'm using my 338 Win Mag here. It's a Rocky Mountain rifle that I had specially built for me. It's fairly lightweight, and it's kind of a dream to carry around. My buddy Dan's using a 375 H&H. Now we're both using fairly light for caliber bullets. In the case of Dan, he's using this 250 grain GMX. And in my case, I'm using 185 grain in the 338. And one of the comments we hear a lot is, geez, I wish they made heavier bullets in the monometals. There's absolutely no reason for it. First thing you got to remember is these monometals need impact velocities of about 2,000 feet per second or higher. So in the case of both these bullets, we're looking at about a 500-yard maximum range. So these aren't long-range bullets by any means. One of the only reasons to go for heavier bullets in a monometal would be to gain a ballistic coefficient. Certainly the lighter weight in these has no trouble penetrating. Even with 185 grain in the 338, we're going to get full penetration on a moose or a big animal like that. So, in the old days when bullets weren't well constructed and they shed a lot of weight, it was important to start with a lot of weight. But now we've got 99, 100% weight retention. We don't need to start with that high weight, to get that really good penetration. So let's just look at the 185 grain in the 338 here. Got a ballistic coefficient of about 0.420, muzzle velocity of about 3,080 feet per second. Now, if I were to go up to a 225 grain, I'd probably be into that ballistic coefficient of about, 0.48, which sounds a lot better on paper, but if we really look at it, it's not. First of all, we're going to start with a lot lower muzzle velocity. Let's say we average 2,800 at the muzzle with it. So at 500 yards, I'm still over 2,000 feet per second with the 185 grain. Whereas with the 225, I dip below that 2,000 foot impact velocity at about 450 yards. No doubt, way down range somewhere, that higher ballistic coefficient is going to pay off. But really, when we have to worry about keeping our impact velocities high, it's not going to be within practical hunting range of either of these. Again, ballistic coefficient really doesn't help you there. Now, the other argument people will give you is that, they buck the wind a lot better. And to some degree they do, but again, that speed helps. And with 185 grain at 500 yards and a 10-mile-an-hour wind, I've got about 19.8 inches of wind deflection. With the 225 grain, I've got 19 inches. So as you can see, it's not a significant difference. And as far as drop goes, so I've got the Rapid Z and the Conquest HD5 here. So I can really compensate for whatever ballistics my bullet has. So that doesn't really come into play. These lightweight bullets, a lot less recoil, and we end up with higher impact velocities. And we all know the faster a bullet goes through flesh, the more damage it does, and we're not worried about penetration. So really, there is no reason to go to the big weights in the monometals. Good job, Dan. Oh, beauty. Really nice moose. Well, Dan, took long enough to get that tag, but I bet it's going to feel good to put it on.
Sure is. One antlered moose.
Nice. There we go, it's official. He's yours. Oh, buddy. Congratulations.
Thank you.
One heck of a moose. I can't believe he's broke that whole front part off. That must have been one heck of a fight.
There's somebody out there that wanted to battle this big boy.
Yeah, no kidding. You know, hunting these zones. We're kind of right on the fringe of the prairie and the parkland up here, and it's not typically where you think of moose. Like, I think most people think of moose up in the northern boreal forest, but they really carved out a niche here, and there's just these little pockets of aspen everywhere, and you know, you look at enough of them, we get lucky. But we got lucky. We saw this guy right out in the middle of a standing cornfield, and he got on the phone quickly, got the landowner, and he said, yeah, go, please shoot them all. So I think it's not too hard getting permission for these moose, really, has it been?
No.
I think they do a lot of damage to crops and things like that, and so guys are pretty happy when moose hunters show up.
I think the hardest part is probably drawing the tag.
Yeah, it is, and it took us, what, 9 or 10 years to draw this tag. So you kind of want to hold out. I mean, he's definitely a trophy hunt here. We're looking for big bulls, and yeah, we definitely found one. He looked so impressive when he was going away through that cornfield. He was just so wide, but heck of a moose, buddy. We got, I still got a tag left, so we got a couple days. Hopefully we can find one like this one, but again, way to go. Heck of a job, Dan. Let's get skinning, I guess. We got a lot of work ahead of us.
Let's get at her.
All right.
Outdoor Quest TV is brought to you by Zeiss Sport Optics. We make it visible. Hornady, accurate, deadly, dependable. Puma SGB Knives, knife maker to the world since 1769. Corlane Sporting Goods, home of the Rocky Mountain Rifle. Defense Aerosols, bear spray for when your life depends on it. Silver Willow Taxidermy, capturing the memories. Loa Boots, simply more. Safari Club International Canada, first for hunters. Deluxe Wall Tents, built in Canada for Canadian conditions. And Alberta Outdoorsman Magazine, Alberta's only hunting, fishing, and trapping magazine. Check us out online at OutdoorQuestTV.com. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Twitter.